Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So, we've got another DLC review for Nobunagas Ambition Awakening Complete Edition. We're talking about 1586, the Kyushu Conquest. Otherwise known as the last set in the trilogy of scenarios that I like to call Hideyoshi's Ambition for this game. So, if you watch me play this game on the channel, the 82 start, the 84 start, and now the 86 start, I like to call Hideyoshi's Ambition. It's no longer Nobunaga's ambition, it's Hideyoshi's ambition. It's the time when Hideyoshi is in charge. And of the three forces that are running the show in this game, Nobunaga, Hideyoshi, and Ieyasu, who gets, to run the show at the end, post-Sekigahara, you could say. Hideyoshi is the strongest one. He's just easily the strongest one, okay? He has so many officers. His policy is so strong. He himself might be one of the top 5 strongest officers in the game. The guy's a wrecking ball. He's just got a lot of advantages. But this is the third set of scenarios, like I said, where he's at his strongest, 1586. So we're going to grade him 3 different things, just like the other ones. Uniqueness, replayability, and the cool factor. Well, this is not going to take very long, okay? So I'm just going to rifle through this. In terms of uniqueness, this is a 1 out of 10. A 1 out of 5, sorry. Not a 1 out of 10. 1 out of 5. This is a 1 out of 5, okay? If you played 84, if you played 82, it's just a natural extension of that. Timeline-wise, lore-wise, historically they're following the path, right? But unfortunately, there's no attempts made to make anything kind of stand out from 82 or 84 especially. Compared to 84 especially, there's nothing here that's really changed in terms of officer variety or force variety, or no niche little corner that you could point at and say, yeah, but in this one we've got this, we've got these couple of things happening. The only thing that I see that's really different is that the Mori clan has broken off. The 2 branches of the Mori, the Kikawa clan and the Kobayakawa clan, are their own daimyos in this run. But everything is under the very large shadow that Hideyoshi casts. They're allied with the Mori, and the Mori are allied with Hideyoshi. So there's just, everything is just covered under that, right? Outside of that, you've got the Shimazu, who are meant to be a prominent force. They're meant to be the force that's getting ready to stand up to Hideyoshi. And the premise of this scenario is Kyushu Conquest. It's Hideyoshi fighting against the Shimazu, who have pretty much taken over Kyushu at this point. You could see there, they've already vassalized the Ryozoji, they vassalized the Arima, I think it is, and they're allied with the other 2 factions that are on the island. All that's left is Soren's Automo, right? Who Soren has submitted to Hideyoshi to get aid. Okay, so the Shimazu, maybe the Shimazu are interesting, but it's because of the way that this game is designed. Because of the way that the game is designed, you just have no chance, okay? And it's not because the Shimazu are bad. It's not even necessarily because Hideyoshi, the Hashiba, have most of this island under their control. It's because of the logistics involved with getting out of Kyushu in this game, okay? And I've talked a lot about logistics elsewhere on the channel, but that's the long and short of it. Because of how difficult it is for you to get out of the corner, get out of Tohoku up there. If you play up here in Tohoku, I've talked about this a lot. You're on a clock. It's very difficult. Kyushu is the same way. And then Shikoku has the worst of both worlds. But Kyushu is the same thing. It's very difficult to get out of here, to plan marches efficiently and get out of this damn corner. Even if you win a battle, let's say that the Toyotomi are coming up here, which, by the way, this is placed poorly. Because if the idea is that Hideyoshi is invading, he has no territory up here to push his front line. Again, the way that this is designed is, it doesn't support what they're trying to make happen. In fact, I believe there's an event Yeah, there's an event for Hideyoshi defeating Shimazu. Now ask yourself, how's that supposed to happen? He's all the way over here. No, he's coming to aid Soren, right? But there's no event to get Hashiba forces on the island. There's no event that's magically going to drop an army of Toyotomi in this game on the island. There's no event that's going to give them territory maybe up here. Maybe, you know, they could have... It's just nothing. So, outside of that, never mind that. That's just poor execution, right? All across the board there. But getting off this island is very, very difficult. And there's not enough time to do it. It's just... The only other thing that's unique about this that you could possibly say is the Shimazu almost having the whole island. But it's not enough. Because it's offset by the fact that the game's logistics doesn't support this situation. It just doesn't support it. So that's it. I mean, 1 out of 5 for uniqueness. There's nothing else going on. It's the same thing. I'm probably gonna say play 84 a lot, but honestly, just play 84 or play 82. Really, you know, it's more unique. He doesn't have control of the island. All sorts of stuff like that. You can play as other clans that haven't surrendered yet if you want to, right? Okay, so moving on. Replayability. Again, 1 out of 5. Okay. He already has, so I've already clicked on as the Toyotomi, so you guys can see all the green. You've been seeing it for a minute already. See all that green? These are all clans that are vassals of the Toyotomi. These are all, and except for the Mori, who is an ally, and the Tokugawa, who is also an ally. But there is an event that will turn the Tokugawa into a vassal too, I believe. So, and all these clans are vassals. So you could play as a vassal clan. And you have 2 options. You can sit around. You can sit around and watch Hideyoshi get stronger and capture everything. Or you could play as a vassal and break off your vassal status and then get swarmed by all the other vassals and Hideyoshi. You know, and you can leave the hive mind, but you'll be destroyed by all the other thralls in the hive mind, right? That's it. That's all you can do. Or you can stay under thraldom and watch the hive get bigger. That's it. So there's almost no replayability because of that. If you start in the corners, again, this guy has over half of the map. It's just there's just nothing. There's just nothing in this one. In terms of replaying, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend honestly, I don't recommend playing this. So that's replayability, 1 out of 5. You know, there's just, again, there's nothing here. There's not a lot to say. The cool factor. Okay. Now the cool factor, I will give it a 3 out of 5. And I'll explain why it's a 3 out of 5. Because for the simple reason that this is as hard as this game gets. And I haven't quite seen a situation in a strategy game that quite feels so hopeless. Okay? So this is a starting date for you. If you want to cut your teeth, you know, if you want to iron sharpens iron, right? If you want to get better and better, this is the place to do it, man. This is your superpower. You know, the Hashiba, the Toyotomi are the strongest of the final bosses in this game. It's not Nobunaga. It's not Ieyasu. Okay, take my word for it. I've done a ton of runs on this channel. The Toyotomi are the baddest of the bad. They always have been. They're just much more difficult. So, if you want to get way better, or you want to see just how good you are, or you just want to level up your game little by little, this is the place to do it. Now, I call this a trilogy. I recommend starting in 82 and working your way up. That's what I'm doing. You start in 82 against Hashiba, against Toyotomi, and then if you can make something happen there, if you get pretty good at that, then you jump up to 84, and then you can jump to the final set, which is 86. I don't recommend starting in 86, however, even if you're looking for a challenge. This challenge is it feels very, very close to hopeless, and I have played a lot of grand strategy games where there's tough spots. But this is just unlike, you know, this is far just blows anything out of the water in terms of like, if you played a Three Kingdoms game, like a Fall of Shu situation or a Fall of Wu situation, Yanbayu situation, a one castle start in this game, this is far beyond that. Okay, this is it's difficult. If you guys haven't experienced fighting the Toyotomi in this game, it's difficult to wrap your head around it without experiencing it for yourself. I would say just try 82 and try to stop the Toyotomi in that, just to get a gist of it, just to get a little taste, a little sample size of just how bad this is. Okay, so 3 out of 5 for the cool factor. If you care about stuff like that, you know, if you don't care about stuff like that, this is another 1 out of 5. This is just bottom of the barrel stuff. I mean, the only reason to play this, okay, and I'm just gonna get to wrap it up here because there's just not a lot to say here. The only reason to play this is if you're looking for punishment. If you're looking for trouble, congratulations, you have found it. You know, this is it right here. You own everything here in the map. I haven't played this yet. I'm not even sure what clan can possibly stand up to the Toyotomi. I have ideas, but those are just ideas until I practice them. Until I put them into practice, I should say. This was a terrible idea from Koei to put this in. It's such a half-assed addition to this game. It's so half-assed. Everything from the fact that logistically you can't get the Toyotomi over to the Shimazu to trigger the event, you know, in an easy way, that there's no event to move soldiers or at least give them one starting city. The fact that they didn't think about the logistics of getting Kyushu. I mean, we added a new mechanic in this game, but the mechanic requires you to have 30 castles. Well, guess what? The Shimazu can't even hit that mark. Even if you conquer all of Kyushu, I think it puts you at 29 or 28 castles. You still don't have enough to even trigger a decisive battle, and so bypass that logistical issue. So even the mechanic that was baked into the game that you would think helps you with getting out of corners doesn't help here. So it's just a fail, and it's clearly this edition was clearly an afterthought, like I said, and it's complete afterthought, no effort put into it. It's classic Koei laziness. And I've played a lot of Romance 14. I love Romance 14. This is Romance 14 like DLC. Okay, if you played those games, you know what I mean. Where it's just like, it's a 2-year time jump and there's no effort made. Even to quote-unquote the source material that they're trying to stick to, even to that, there's no effort made even to that. Okay, I'm thinking of like Battle of Heifei versus Assault on Hanzhong in Romance 14, right? You're talking a 2-year jump. Well, the 2-year jump, there's nothing special about it. There's no attempt to even change anything about it, even though supposedly it's a DLC scenario. This is in that vein of laziness, and just this scenario really upsets me because it really screams like we couldn't bother. And to me, it's just like, why did you even bother? Then why did you? You could, if the expression "I couldn't even bother," well, just don't bother. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't take this half measure. Don't include this, in my opinion. Don't include this shit, okay? And put something else in. Put literally anything else in than this. This is definitely like a 1%er situation. Nobody's gonna play this, okay? Nobody plays Osaka, but I say that a lot. More people are gonna play Osaka than they play this. Okay? I truly believe that more people will play Osaka than play this, for sure. It's rough, man. It's rough. So, like I said, if you really want to challenge yourself, that's the only reason to play this. And I will be playing it once in a while, but even me, I can only stomach something like this for so long, because it is just a burnout. This is like a horde mode. This is like a video game having a horde mode, where it's just like, you're not going to survive, but how long can you survive? But without anything interesting in that horde mode. It's just a bare bones, stripped down horde mode, where it's like, there's no unique mechanics. You're not getting perks in between the levels. You're not leveling up your character during the horde. It's not a different type of run every time. No mechanics, nothing unique. It's going to play out the same way, and you're just holding out against the Horde. That's it. So yeah, 3 out of 5. If you want extremely challenging difficulty, and it's not even a 4 or 5 out of 5 for that matter, because it's tedious. It's not challenging in an interesting way. It's tedious. You know, you have to do a lot of mental gymnastics to extract the fun out of it, out of this challenge. You know, this one's just. Anyway, that's it for this one. Let me know what you guys think below. I do not recommend trying this. I recommend playing 84. I recommend playing 82, where you could try to stop the ascendancy of the Toyotomi. That's more interesting. In this, they're already locked in. So, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care.